Hello, this is the Bosnia video, pretty much kind of what we got up to there, other than the rafting, which was obviously in the last one. But yeah, so this is the coach trip from, or part of it, from Split to Sarajevo. So the original plan was to cycle to Livno and then across to Konjić, but we couldn't do that, obviously, a couple of videos ago. So instead we cycled back to Split and then just got the coach up and met my family in Sarajevo 4 days earlier than, scheduled. Yeah, this is part of the ride up there. It is very clearly a country that's, excluding Mostar and kind of south of that near the Croatian border, it is very clearly a country that's still recovering from war. Obviously the Balkan War was about 30 years ago-ish. It was like 1992 to 95, I think. Yeah, it's still very clearly recovering from that. There's like destroyed buildings everywhere. There's bullet holes in like every building. There's landmines still. I don't think I got any on video, but there will just be signs by the side of the road with like the red with the skull and crossbones on it and the word landmine. Quite ominous, but yeah. The video is going to be quite heavily focused on the war just because we did like a tour of it, but there'll be other stuff in it as well to lighten the mood a bit. So first things first, the abandoned bobsleigh track from the Olympics that were held in Sarajevo in the 80s. There's all cool graffiti all over the place. It looks pretty cool. But because it was up on the hill overlooking the city, it was also quite a kind of good used subjectively there, obviously, vantage point for the Serbian army or the Yugoslav army to kind of lay siege on Sarajevo from. You'll see in like the bunkers where all the graffiti is, where the kind of embankments where it goes up a bit, there's like holes in like the concrete that were used for I don't know if they were snipers or just kind of normal machine guns or what, but they were kind of put there as a little peak, to use gaming terminology. So yeah, pretty. Yeah, I mean the Olympics was like the best thing that happened to Sarajevo, and even that has been completely kind of overshadowed by the war. Yeah, there's not much left of this clip, but I've got a couple of these. I'm gonna have to try and get like voice over a bit quickly because they're not very long, but you'll get the gist of it.
But the rest of them, like a fist, when you're bigger than a fist, it's dropped off. Very tiny one. Yeah, that's usually. Nice to be happy. Get back now.
To be on the stairs, I stood next to you.
So this is called the Tunnel of Hope. This is pretty much what saved Sarajevo, essentially. It was literally completely surrounded. I'll put some pictures of the kind of positions up at the end of this clip. It was completely surrounded. So this tunnel ended up being built a couple of years into the war. They didn't use it to kind of evacuate people because if they all left, then the city had fallen basically, and therefore kind of Bosnia would have fallen. They just used it to get like supplies in, like food. Not that there was much food going around, but food. Goats was quite a big one as well because they obviously make milk. which is pretty good calories when you're starving and under siege. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So there was is a thing called the Sarajevo Safari, where essentially, because the city was completely surrounded on all sides, sniper rally as well, if depending on how old you are, I guess you'll know what that is, but like the main road where they had to go to get food and water was just kind of watched by snipers 24/7, so it was just kind of run and hope you don't get shot pretty much. But the Sarajevo Safari, rich people from like America, Canada, Russia would pay the Serbian army, the ones that were besieging the city, to kind of not join the army, but like, you know, be protected by the army, get like a sniper or machine gun and just shoot people in Sarajevo. Absolutely messed up. But it did happen. I mean, it's so bad. Srebrenica as well was where there was a massive kind of killing of like children, adults, everyone, like insane loss of life. Not particularly fun subject to be honest, but I'll put the kind of pictures up now. So this is a kind of room showing like what kind of equipment they had. All the like big machine guns that you see. There's one to the right in a sec. It's my sister. Cheers, mate. There's a big machine gun to the right here, and then a black Kalashnikov, like a same kind of model as AK-47, was what the Serbian forces had, so the people that were attacking. And then in a little cabinet in a minute, there'll be like 3 or 4 guns in there, which is what the people defending the city had. The handmade guns made of pipes. They didn't have any rifling on the inside, so inside gun barrels there's like the kind of spiraled kind of grooves inside, which is what spins the bullet and helps it go basically. They didn't have that. So it was like these massive machine guns versus these homemade like weapons. That's it. That's what they were up against, using those. I mean, they will have had some actual guns as well, but they, not a lot. And pretty much Bosnia it's said that the war hasn't finished, it's just frozen, so it's still a very kind of divided country, with the 3 kind of ethnicities, so Croats, Bosniaks and Serbs. There's still a lot of tension. It's obviously split into 2 kind of sectors. There's loads of different cantons and the political system's absolutely all over the place. Pretty much the country is run by America and the UN, essentially. They pick who's like the main governing figure of the country, for some reason. And that's how that works. But there's 2 kind of parts of it. There's Republika Srpska, which is like the north part on the border with Serbia, and then Herzegovina, which is the kind of southern part where I went, with all like Mostar, Konjić, stuff like that. And they obviously really don't, there is still a lot of tension there. All the 3 different ethnicities, so Croats, Bosniaks and Serbs, or 99% of them will follow the same religion as well. So pretty much all the Bosniaks are Muslim, pretty much all the Serbs are like Orthodox Christian, and then pretty much all the Croats are Catholic, and then there's the older people that still classify themselves as Yugoslavs, which are kind of atheist. So that obviously doesn't help. And then in school, the kids, depending on what ethnicity/religion they are, get taught completely different version of history. Like in the same country, they all get taught 3 completely different things. So it's not really ended. It's just kind of frozen. Basically, there's still a lot wrong with the country, but it's nice to visit, I guess. So on to a slightly less dark subject. All these pictures that started before as well, just after the last video in the tunnel, are in Tito's bunker. You're actually not allowed to take videos in there because it's a like classified, like, not a facility, but the area is classified because there's a munitions factory nearby, so it's still under military control, so not allowed to take videos. That was really cool. It's like a bunker that was built in, I think it was finished in the late 50s. Tito was basically who held Yugoslavia together, basically. He came into power kind of midway through the 1900s, I believe, kind of after World War II, when German occupation or Nazi occupation finished. I might be getting that completely wrong, but I think that's right. He basically was the glue that held Yugoslavia together. His death is pretty much what caused the Balkan War and therefore the siege of Sarajevo. So when he died, it all kind of fell apart. Bosnia said that they wanted to be kind of independent from Yugoslavia, which is why they got invaded by Yugoslavia. And that bunker was built obviously before he died, just in case of nuclear fallout, because there was obviously Cold War going on during that time, and the threat of nuclear war was pretty real. In fact, it's that well hidden. It's on the other side of the river, but you actually go past it here. It's just 3 normal houses, just 3 completely normal looking houses, and you open the kind of garage door, and there's the entrance, and then it's this massive bunker facility. It's insane. I think there's something like 300 most important people from Yugoslavia, obviously when Tito was alive before it fell apart, in case of nuclear fallout, were to be transported there, like the best doctors, the best mechanics, stuff like that. But yeah, that was really cool. The cycle ride now this is from Konjić train station to where we were staying. The train system in Bosnia, by the way, is absolutely dire. I mean, they have got bigger fish to fry, having just come out of a war like 30 odd years ago. So it's understandable, but oh God, nightmare. The siege of Sarajevo as well, by the way, about 14,000 people died, including about 2,000 children, and then slaughter in Srebrenica as well. I'm not sure of the figures total, but I think there's something like 100,000 Bosnians were killed in total, which is pretty nasty. Anyway, this is a bike ride through Konjić. Really nice. Bosnia's actually surprised me a lot at how nice it is. And then in the next video where I'm kind of leaving Mostar, it's pretty amazing. But yeah, this is just through Konjić.